Good morning, world changers. It is day 76 of the 100 Days of Self-Discovery Challenge. So today's question, it's a bit of a big one, and you might kind of feel a bit, when you hear the question initially, you might be like, oh God, don't know that answer to that, but I'll show you how to break it down so it doesn't seem such a huge concept. So the question is, what will be your legacy to the world? Again, what will be your legacy to the world? So what are you going to leave behind? When you pop off the mortal coil, what is going to be the legacy of your life? When we think about this question, certainly if I was asked this question 10 years ago, it would have completely floored me. It would have probably left me feeling a bit flat and low, because I would have just felt there's nothing I'm going to leave, and I would have probably been quite despondent, because I would have felt, wow, I'm really leaving nothing behind. However, that was not true. Had I passed away 10 years ago, I would have been, a very good daughter. I was, very caring to my mother during, challenging times for her. I was a good sister. I was a good friend, so all these kind of different things. I think, the majority of people I've left a good impact on. I always try to leave people better than when I first met them. That's one of my kind of ethoses in life, to lift people up rather than bring them down. I don't always manage. Some days when I'm in a crappy mood myself, yes, I can behave appallingly, and I don't always get it right. However, leaving a legacy can be all manner of things. It can be from the tiny little acts that we do each and every day, and the impact that we have on the world and individuals and other people and our environments, to leaving massive legacies, game-changing legacies behind. So depending on where you're at, each and every legacy is just as valuable. If it's a positive legacy, it is absolutely valuable, because you have made a difference in the world. So please do not feel despondent with this question, because you are making a difference. And the fact that you're watching this video and you're going to work on yourself means that you're absolutely already streets ahead than the majority of people that are literally just reacting to life rather than creating and designing and improving themselves. So be kind to yourself with this question. So some sub-questions to help you with your review. Think about, once you've kind of identify what you will be, what your legacy will be, or what you would like it to be, think about, are you currently on track to make it happen? Are you creating small steps each and every day to make it happen? Are you being consistent with that? And think about how you're going to ensure that this legacy is left behind. I mean, this question can be a bit morbid, because most of us don't want to face death. However, when we face up to death and dying, we really truly learn about living. So death is going to happen to all of us. If we can prevent it and stave it off for a much longer time and live a life with health and happiness and abundance, then that's a life lived much better. And that's what this is all about. So think about who needs to know about your legacy. Who is it for? Who will it benefit? Is your legacy for your immediate family, your friends, your immediate kind of network? Or is it a bigger concept? Is it something that is a total game changer for society, for the world, for the environment, for the health and happiness of everybody? What is it? What is the small ripple effects that you can create? And think about who can help you with this legacy. I mean, it might be it might be a big legacy, so that you do need to get some support, some coaching, some like-minded people around about you that are motivated and empowered to help you make it happen, that they can clearly see your vision. So, I mean, I said this in yesterday's video, you know, I've got a huge vision for Change Your World, and I'm starting to bring in the people that, you know, share that same passion, share that vision, can see it, and are, you know, totally on board for making it happen, because I can't do it on my own. And we do work better in numbers. We work better certainly when we've got a coach. I'm a huge advocate of having a coach. I've had a life coach for the last 11 years, and he helps me through every single stage of my life, you know, all the transitions, things that I'm changing. And it's not that he tells me what to do, he just supports me for me to work out my answers and work out what's right for me, and is a stable, consistent support there, and a mentor. That's it, you know, it's a positive role model in my life. So think about who, I'm always, you know, saying, think about who can help you and support you and encourage you to make this happen. Because yes, we can probably do it on our own eventually, but it's a long, hard struggle, and it can feel very isolating and lonely. If you've got support and coaching and help, it makes the journey so much easier. So, and finally, thinking about your legacy, how important is it to you that you leave a legacy? So again, how important is it to you? So, you know, I hinted on this in the beginning, you know, depending on where you are, you know, you might be in a place where you're just struggling with your own challenges right now. You might be in a situation where you're being hit with all kinds of challenges, and that's your priority right now, and that's absolutely fine. You have to get your own foundation strong before you can start helping anybody else. But if you've got to focus and think, okay, well, if I'm currently going through a challenging time, what is this process teaching me? What can I learn from it? What are the skills am I going to get from these challenging times? So for me, when I went through my own challenges, you know, I did not realize the level of resilience I was going to develop, the confidence it was going to give me that, you know what, I've survived that. You know, doing public speaking, which was my absolute nemesis, my total morbid fear of standing up in front of anyone. Like, suddenly when I'd gone through these challenges, I was like, okay, I've gone through that. I can tackle this. I will survive. I won't die. And even if it goes horribly, hideously wrong, I still will survive it. I will get over it, because this is not the worst thing that's ever happened to me. So you get lots of kind of perspective when you're going through challenges. So even though it's horrendous at the time, when you can come through it and you come out the other side and you can reflect on it, you realise that, you know, you learnt an enormous amount from that process and that experience. So it kind of, it's not, I was going to say it's to be celebrated, but I think that's the kind of wrong word, but it is to be certainly mindful of, and, you know, grateful for the things that you have learnt. You know, granted that's quite a difficult word to use when it's been painful, and yeah, it took me a while to get there, but see, when I did, suddenly, you know, a whole light bulb went off in my head, realising I'd gone through all the experiences I'd gone through because it was leading me somewhere. It was leading me towards my potential and leading me to be, you know, live life better, be a better person than I am, reach my potential and serve the world. Because at the time, like I say, 11 years ago, I was not serving myself first and fundamentally, and I certainly was not serving anybody else. I was probably draining. I was a drain on the world rather than, which is probably a horrible statement to make, but yeah, I mean, essentially I was not giving back anything. I was taking and feeling very sorry for myself and blaming everybody and not taking any responsibility for my life, which doesn't serve any of us, didn't serve me, didn't serve anybody else, and certainly did not create the health and happiness that I am living with now. So that's today's check-in. I look forward to your reflections. It's a big question, might take a little bit longer than 10 minutes, but do not criticize yourself or self-berate. You are doing a wonderful job. You are going to work on yourself each and every day and continue with this process. You are going to leave a wonderful legacy behind for your family, your loved ones, and the world. So take care, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye.